Welcome to Sleepless Readings. Tonight we'll be reading a tale called Classroom 307. It was my first day at a new school after moving to a different state. The school was fairly large, with about 400 people per graduating class, and located in a mid-sized city area. I was in 10th grade. The day I first walked in, I received my schedule from the guidance counselor and went about the first half of it normally. Math, English, history, lunch. I had come in mid-year and lessons had already started. After my lunch was 5th period, located in room 307. I had no idea how to get to room 307, or why I had a class there, considering all my classes so far had been on the first floor. The third floor would typically be where the upperclassmen had their classes. I sat with another kid at lunch, and we only exchanged a few words, but he seemed nice. I asked him how to get to room 307, and he simply gave me directions. Go up the stairwell to the third floor, make a right, and then make a left. The room would be on the left-hand side of the hall. He gave me the explanation at his simplest, not questioning it any further and leaving me on my way. When the bell rang, I made my way to the class. It was a science class. I walked into a room of students and a teacher that I didn't recognize, of course, because it was my first day at the school. Upon seeing me walk in, the teacher, a kind-looking woman wearing a sundress, called me out.
Look, class, it's our new student, David.
Hi, David.
The class droned. How did they know me? The teacher, who introduced herself as Mrs. Juniper, showed me to my seat in the middle of the class. The students on my right and left sides introduced themselves to me, a girl named Rebecca and a boy named Thomas. They were very nice, and we talked for a few minutes before Mrs. Juniper started class. I asked the boy for his phone number. He hesitated before telling me that he doesn't have a phone. Email? No. Facebook? No. I asked the girl too and got the same responses. The teacher began the lesson about cellular respiration, and I began to zone out as she flipped through the PowerPoint notes about glucose and the Krebs cycle. About 20 minutes into class, the lights flickered and went out. Weird, but normal. Probably just a blown fuse. The other students were visibly calm, but you could see a sense of fear in their eyes, and a vague onslaught of dread permeated the room. Mrs. Juniper folded her hands and turned to face the class.
Students, please overturn your desks and duck behind them. I will lock the door.
The students obeyed, and I followed suit. I turned my desk over and ducked behind it. I leaned over to the girl next to me and whispered, "What's going on?" She hesitated.
Miss Juniper says he comes every day, and we have to hide. I don't know why, because nothing ever happens.
She replied. Miss Juniper shushed us. After about 10 minutes of silence and darkness, the lights came back on and everyone stood up and fixed the positions of their desks back to normal. The class continued. When the bell rang, I walked out of the room, but no one else did. When I noticed that they didn't move, I glanced back inside and saw empty seats. There was no one in the room. Turns out that the principal was right outside, and he asked to see my schedule. "Oh, that's a typo. You're actually supposed to be in room 207. We'll get that fixed," he told me. I nodded and continued my walk. A girl came up to me, and she looked angry.
Why were you in there?
She hissed, anger quivering within her voice. I stumbled over my words, having not anticipated her anger. I had a class in there?" I replied.
No, you didn't.
She snapped again.
I don't know what kind of sick joke you're trying to pull.
"What? I'm new here. I had a class in room 307. With Mrs. Juniper?"
I inquired. The girl was close to tears.
You're delusional. That was the classroom where
She took a breath.
the shooting happened last year. The school keeps it vacated as a memorial.
I looked back at the classroom, which was empty, and noticed a plaque on the door that listed the students' names. Rebecca, Thomas, Mrs. Juniper. Thank you for listening. That was Classroom 307. Please consider subscribing for more. And as always, stay sleepless.